Guilty by Association podcast. Grab your coffee, tea, or meat and settle in.
Susie had just moved into apartment 3B of a building that proudly described itself online as cozy, community oriented, and full of character, which upon arrival turned out to mean small, extra small, and lots of others around whose apartments were also extra small. Unpacking with the energy of someone who almost labeled their boxes, Susie was halfway through. She had turned her new living room into a jungle of half assembled IKEA furniture when she noticed it, a small basket outside the door. Inside, assorted cookies with a Kool-Aid pouch, a welcome note, and the welcome note said, "So happy you have joined us." "You have joined us" was in all capital letters, and it had a weird smiley face sticker. "Okay, Colt," she said to herself. Still, she took a little bite. Damn, the Colt bakes. But she definitely did not sip the Kool-Aid. Over the next few days, Susie started meeting her neighbors. Sort of. There was Mr. Linton in 3A, a retired librarian who exclusively spoke in literary quotes. "All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us, like choosing laundry days, Susie." There was Abby from 3C, a quiet baker whose cat stared too long and too often from the windowsill. Oh gosh, and then there was Jake from 4B, flannel wearing, headphone clad, and apparently allergic to saying hi. She ran into him more than a few times, and he only half waved once. Susie, determined not to be the weird one on the floor, started making cookies in return. No way she was going to have a total replay of the Great Muffin Mayhem. They came out dense, enough to qualify as paperweights, but she left them outside the doors anyway, with notes like, "Hope you survived this. I tried." Oh, Jake left a sticky note back. "Edible. Barely. Nice effort, though." Susie grinned. Sarcasm recognized. War declared. A week later, at 1:42 a.m. to be exact, the building fire alarm shrieked to life. Susie stumbled out into the hallway wearing avocado pajamas, one sock, clutching her cat, Sir Pounce-a-Lot, her curling iron, and a bottle of wine. Priorities. The hallway was full of other disheveled neighbors, none looking particularly alarmed. "Is this a drill?" she asked no one in particular. Abby shrugged, holding her cat like a judgmental baby. Mr. Linton muttered something about a midnight rhapsody of chaos. Jake emerged in sweatpants, holding a fire extinguisher and a half-eaten Pop-Tart. "Someone's toaster went nuclear," he said. "Not mine," Susie said quickly, and then added, "this time." They all ended up sitting on the curb together for about 45 minutes, talking, laughing. Even Jake cracked a real smile. Someone passed along a bag of marshmallows. "I'm not saying I like you people," Susie announced dramatically, "but I am saying if we ever form a sitcom, I want creative control." A few Sundays later, Susie hosted a hallway brunch. BYOB. Bring your own bagel. Abby brought lemon scones. Mr. Linton brought tea and weird wisdom. Jake brought music and actually smiled while looking directly at Susie. They weren't best friends. No one braided hair or shared dark secrets, but they checked on each other now. Abby watered Susie's plants when she was out. Jake texted her if she left her laundry in too long. And Mr. Linton quoted Les Tolkien and loved to mimic Susie. One of his favorites: I didn't move here for friends. I moved for cheaper rent and emotional distance. Turns out, emotional distance has a key under the mat. All in all, it turned out to be the perfect place for Susie. In all honesty, sometimes home isn't a place, it's the people who politely ignore your avocado pajamas at 1:42 in the morning and even eat your cookie paperweights.